NASCOM Online eRacing League is on the air. Live from Atlanta, it's the K&N Series with the Sofa King 163. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you tonight. Tonight's broadcast being brought to you in part by Sofa King. Remember, it's not cheap unless it's Sofa King cheap. Tonight's overlay being brought to you by PZ Overlays. Paul Zoda providing some of the most beautiful overlays in all of iRacing. For more information on how you can get your own, you can find Paul Zoda on his Facebook page. That's Paul Zoda, PZ Overlays. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you tonight. Joined with me by my brother from another mother, my partner in crime, Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett. Sam, how the heck are you?
I'm doing absolutely fine. We're here for a nice sunny day, and it's beautiful weather out there at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and we're getting ready for 163 laps of fun. And if last week's anything to go by, then this one should be just as good. Absolute
barn burner after Daytona. Let's take a quick rundown of the point standings. Dalton Kilroe sitting atop the pile, 55 points. Blake Decker, 6 points out of first right now. Travis Brown only 8 points back, 2 off of Decker. Sam Bumgarten, 9 points out of first, 1 point off of Brown. We got Kyle Gilbert, 11 points out. Ty Marasco, 13 points out. Tyler Garvey, 15 points out. Tim Bills and Marcus Hagman tied for 8th right now, 16 out of the lead. And Tex Perry rounding out your top 10. Real tight point standings out of coming out of Daytona. Points real tight due to the whole segment thing that these guys are doing. Open setups here tonight, and Sam, you were I believe out on track earlier, were you not?
I was, and I did make a little video package. This is a start of a new series that we will be starting with all of the leagues that we represent in this on this channel. And this is the ESBN Track Guides, episode 1, brought to you live from Atlanta. I've been driving a couple of laps around Atlanta here, and Tony, take it away.
Well, let's take a look at that.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sam Cooper Bennett here with a track guide here for you tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Tonight we are with the NASCOM Online Series with the K&N cars, and they are set to go off for round 2 of the 2019 series. Now, this is a new series that we are going to be bringing to you on ESPN. This will be just 3 laps around each track that we go to, whichever league we broadcast, whether it be Somo, Top Fuel Racing, or even NASCOM, as we are with them right now. So without further ado, this is me just taking 3 laps around the track and showing you what it's like around the 1.5 mile oval. So strap yourself in, and I will guide you around this track here tonight. So here we go. As you can see, we're just leaving pits there. On the right hand side you can see the live action view, and on the left hand side you can see in the cockpit there, we're just leaving pit road. I do go a bit wide coming out of pit road. I don't want to cross that white line. You do not want to cross that white line when you're coming out of pit road before you hit that blue cone. I think everybody pretty much gets the gist of it right now. So coming back up on track now, we go into the back stretch, which is where you should enter anyway. You can see that you have to take a middle line entry into the corner right out of pit road, though. You're going to feel like Superman, and you can get around the whole corner at full throttle regardless, because you're not fully up to speed yet. So starting lap 1 now, we cross the line, we go into turn 1, take a middle line, just back off the throttle a bit until you feel comfortable enough to get back on the throttle, and you see the car is actually pointing in the right direction. You jump on the throttle back out of turn 2 and down towards turn 3, and again into turn 3 now. We do the same thing. I took a slightly lower line through this corner right there because it's how I do. I like to lean on the line, although it does burn up your tyres a bit more. I do like the speed for 3 and 4. Crossing the line for lap 2 now. Down into turns 1 and 2. Got a bit out of shape there. It does happen when you're on older tyres. When the tyres are fully warmed up, you do get that certain level of push going through 1 and 2, and I certainly got that there. Did affect my line slightly a bit. Took a very wide line going into 3 and 4, but you can do that. That outside line does come into play. After a while, I did go down to a bottom line there as I came down to cross the line. Third lap now as I go into turn 1 and 2. Middle line this time round. Not such a bad line this time. And come out of turn 2. Slap bang in the middle of the track. So we are in turn 3 now, again in the middle of the track, going slightly higher, not as high as I did on the last lap, but just high enough as I come out of turn 4, go straight into pit road, and that is a couple of laps around Atlanta. I did say 3 laps, but I must have come in pit road a bit too early, but that is a lap around Atlanta Motor Speedway, and hopefully that will be good enough for.
And that was what a lap around this place looks like. You are watching the National Association of Stock Car Online Motorsports, NASCOM for short. And Tex Perry bringing K&N Racing to the masses. Chief Cook and Bottle Washer joined with his good buddy, Grumpy Bunce. They do this every Saturday night. If you want to get involved, you can find them on their Facebook page, NASCOM Online Racing. Sam, your thoughts for tonight before we get going into qualifying here?
Well, as you've just seen by the video, I've driven around that track with a setup that I kind of just quickly threw together. It is going to be very pushy, especially on older tyres. I mean, just by doing those 2.5 laps there, I was feeling the push of the corners, and I was on my own, so I can only imagine what it's going to be like when it's pack racing. It's going to be very interesting to see how the guys can handle that outside, and whoever can handle it the best is going to be in one of the better positions here tonight.
Very much so, as qualifying getting ready to go underway here. Blake Decker, the first one to roll it off of pit road in that Bass Pro Shops Tracker Boats number 4. Blake, you'll remember, is second in points coming into tonight, so looking to build on the success that he had at Daytona. Russ Hansen making his first start, rookie joining the series tonight. And there's another new name that we're going to get to when we see him on track. I don't see him out there yet, but he will be joining the fracas tonight.
Are you talking about the guy that's been lighting up the Paskey series lately?
The guy that has definitely been lighting up the Paskey series lately, as Doug Thompson rolling new paint scheme tonight for him. Juicy Fruit number 13. There's Tyler Duggan in the 27. Russ Brown coming back in the 00 tonight. Still waiting on those first times to come rolling in. Decker got it wound right up. Going to be only a second or so before he... Well, he's working his way through 1 and 2 right now, so he is on his flyer. First lap in the books for Decker, 30 flat. So that's a pretty impressive opening lap, as Hansen goes 31.
I noticed there is one drive. Oh, last week's winner, Dalton Kilroe. It's going to be interesting to see how he can continue the momentum tonight, as he's not out on track yet. Mind you, I think he did this last week. He didn't qualify, but he made his way from the back and managed to... no, he didn't. He started in the top 5, but...
Holy cow, look at that lap for Decker.
Yeah.
First one into the 29s without any drafting help. Laying one down. Doug Thompson coming across the line there for his second flyer. Only able to go 30.4. Robert
Dudley just posted a time as well at 30.472.
That's a strong qualifying effort for Dudley. And new paint scheme for him tonight, rocking the Bama colors.
Oh, gets no run coming out of 4.
That's going to throw that car away as well as the lap. Comes across the line sideways and backwards. Not going to improve on his time there.
Tyler Duggan to the point in the Old Spice 27.
As Duggan, the second one to go sub 30. Good grief. Leave some on the table, guys. Kevin O'Brien out on track right now for his second flyer, running the Sunoco paint scheme tonight. As Marcus Hagman jumps up to third quick. Russ Brown able to go fourth quick in the double zero. Still waiting. A lot of guys not out on track yet.
Yeah, Hagman's qualifying's done. He's just wrecked it coming out of turn 2. So unfortunately, his qualifying's going to come to an end as well.
Yeah, you can see that he's pancaked the right side of that car pretty badly. The team's going to have to struggle to get that one. And it is Dugan, not Duggan. So sorry about that, Tyler. Dugan. And there's the name we've been looking for. As he starts rolling it.
What a paint scheme on that car as well. I love the flames.
It's weird to see an R next to that man's name, but Jeff Hollingsworth making his NASCOM debut tonight.
Rocking the flames.
Rocking the flames a la Ronnie Osmer. Good friends off track and kind of giving a nod to the young gunner.
And Ronnie, we're looking forward to Easter so he can come back and race with us.
And we've got twins in the field tonight, Sam.
Uh-oh.
Go take a look at the 20. And tell me whose car that looks like.
That looks exactly like Blake Decker's car, but Decker got the red number 4, Charneski got the white number 4, so white number 20, so that's how you're going to be able to tell the difference between the two.
Absolutely. But
you hate it when there's twins out there, don't you?
I so hate it. But getting back to our good friend in the 42.
My name is Jeff.
Got to bust out of you a little bit, Jeff, for having a rookie stripe after all this time. Back with the R.
Yeah.
As Charneski goes third quick.
Yeah, and calls it done.
And then
Tim Bills to the top.
Good grief. 25 thousandths to the good. Hollingsworth coming across to get a timed lap.
Was himself 6th quick.
Not a bad opening lap, especially with Hollingsworth running a lot. And he eats the turn 2 wall. I was gonna say not a bad qualifying effort for Hollingsworth, considering he runs a lot of fixed series.
So Tyler Vickery out on track right now.
Tyler Vickery already going 11th quick, and coming across for not going to improve his position.
I think he's just turning laps like he normally does.
Yeah, he is.
Still waiting for a whole host of drivers to post times, but James Bond's just coming out of pit road in that Hardy's number 22.
Now, if you'll notice that it's Hardy's and PH Aware on that car. Wanted a Cale Yarborough inspired paint scheme and wanted the PH Aware logo. Now, those of you who have been longtime viewers here on ESPN know that we do support pulmonary hypertension awareness. PH is one of the most difficult to diagnose terminal illnesses on the planet due to the fact that it masks itself as so many other terminal illnesses that by the time doctors could usually put all the pieces together, the only thing that's left is a double lung transplant as far as treatment options go. So James Bunt's doing his part to try to bring awareness to pulmonary hypertension. And if you want to get more PH aware, we ask that you go to phaware.global. And when you're filling out your driver's license form, don't forget to check that little box that says organ donor, because you could save a life. As Bunsey getting one on the clock, going 12th quick on his opening lap. Hunter King starting to roll it. Tyler Garvey starting to roll it.
Yeah, Ty Gary Led the most laps last week, but ultimately it all came undone for him last week. Let's see if he can improve this time round. Not. It's just hoping that lightning doesn't strike twice and he gets taken out like he did last week after leading so many laps.
Well, let's talk about the equine in the room as...
Equine.
Well, normally it's an elephant in the room, but in this case, I think you'll find that it's quite fitting that I say equine. New paint scheme for Mark Arthur tonight. I thought he was screwing around last week when he said he was going to do it, but apparently, hey, retiring the Powerpuff Girls paint scheme for the short term, going with full-on brony. Is Arthur starting his flyer now?
He's just like me. He's not afraid to run a pink car.
I've got no problems with a pink car. As a matter of fact, I've got no problems with the sponsor that he's got on that car. Is some of my best friends are bronies.
Yeah, that's something you probably won't find me ever doing. Is Mark
Holy cow!
Ty Gary going up to second and straight away as well. Dalton Kilrow up to third and Hunter King into fourth. These times coming in very quick succession.
But how about that lap for Mark Arthur? 29.5.
Wow.
And Hunter King one and done with a 29.7. Kilrow going 29.7.
Yeah, good to see Hunter King back this week. He did miss the Daytona race, so good to see him back out there.
Yeah, it was rough not seeing him there. As Harrison Chandler rejoining the crew tonight.
Good to see Harrison back as well. Late entrant into the race, but he's here. As he's just missed qualifying, so...
he got a lap in. He did get a lap in. But that is going to do it for qualifying, as a handful of drivers not taking time tonight.
More than a handful. You got Ashton Slice, Charles Lahr, Tex Perry, Mike Tipton, and Rod Weston all not taking times here tonight. But that is pretty academic this time. And Tony, I believe it's time to go to the grid.
Absolutely. Starting up on the point. Unofficial track record 29.599 goes to the driver of the My Little Pony number 12, Mr. Mark Arthur. He's going to be joined with Tyler Gary on row number 1. Row 2 is going to see Dalton Kilrow and Hunter King. Tim Bills and Tyler Dugan make up row number 3. Row 4 is going to see Blake Jecker and Russ Chernesky. And row number 5, we've got Marcus Hagman and the rookie Jeff Hollingsworth. That is so weird to say. Sam?
Starting on row 6 will be Ryan Wash and Russell Brown. Row 7 will be Doug Thompson and Robert Dudley. Row 8, we will have Tyler Vickery and James Bunce. Harrison Chandler and Kevin O'Brien, who's also making his debut here tonight, make up row 9. And Russ Hansen and Ashton Schleiss make up row 10. Row 11 will be Charles Lahr and Tex Perry, and starting shotgun on the field in row 12 will be Mike Tipton and the number 31 of Rod Weston.
So 22 cars scheduled to roll off here tonight. Great to see so many guys showing up to Hotlanta. Again, you are watching the NASCOMonline eRacing League K&N Series, the Sofa King 163.
I got that joke now, by the way.
Thank you. It took you long enough. And, you know, the last time I was at Atlanta in this car, it was a mixed series that a good friend of ours used to put on. Layla Wilson, as we like to call her, our sister from another mister, did a mixed series where it was the K&N car ran the oval and the V8 supercars ran the road course. And everything is going well except for the fact that the turn in for the infield roval here is right at the end of pit road. So as the K&N cars are 180 miles an hour, you're coming up on a V8 supercar that is now on its binders to make the turn into the infield oval section. Another coat of paint, and I would have been in trouble with one of the V8 supercars. It was that close. But field working its way through the 3-4 complex. Mark Arthur going to have the button. The lights are already out on the pace car. Arthur getting ready to turn them loose for 163 laps. Now the segments are going to be lap 40, lap 80, and then a sprint to the finish. As the field working its way out of turn number 4, pace car getting ready to take the hard left turn. Grandpa, Papa Viagra, it's time to get it on in Hotlanta.
Yeah, and away we go. Mark Arthur getting a big wiggle on that start there. And you see Ty Gary on the outside getting almost a wiggle. Both of them being pushed by Kilrow and King. Not able to get by, obviously, as they're already starting to get the 37 and 27. Those will be Tim Mills and Tyler Dugan.
Dugan and Bills trying to make some headway early here as Mark Arthur in control of the field. Kilrow working the inside of Gary right now. Gets the spot away from him. Gary going to try to slot in between Kilrow and King. Gets the slot away, and these guys are already starting to make some headway as the top 4 are starting to walk away from Tim Bills. I'm not sure if Bills remembered to change his setup after qualifying or not, because he's already made a couple of moves in traffic running in the number 5 slot.
Yeah, and the twins are together, sorry Tony, as we've got Decker and Bills running side by side. You've got the 27 of Dugan being chased down by the other Bass Pro Shop machine of Charneski. That's your battle for P5 right now.
Well, it could be worse. I mean, at least they're running different number schemes, so it makes it a little easier to tell them apart. But you know, there's been some races in the past where you had to really look close. You know, at least with the stock cars, you've got the larger numbers, so you can really make a difference as to who's doing what. As Kilrow under pressure right now from Gary. Gary gets to his inside, drag race through the quad chute.
And I'm watching Hunter King. He's starting to fall backwards. He might have banged the wall somewhere.
Not seeing any damage yet on the number 9 of King, but he could have a long run set in the car, like as he's been known to do in the past. So, you know, these guys with the short run sets, yeah, they're going to walk away from him early in the going as we're only working lap 4, but look for King to start to move his way forward as the tires start to fall off and the guys that don't have a longer run set up in the car really start to fade.
Yeah. Going to check in on Jeff Hollingsworth. He's just running by himself right now, just in between Ryan Wash and Doug Thompson. Doug Thompson, one of the best pushes out on the track in that little pack right now. Mind you, Marcus Hagman right there as well, so a couple of very trustworthy drivers there battling out there for the last spot in the top 10 there, Tony.
Now, Hollingsworth, Thompson, and Hagman, no stranger to each other, as we have seen them run a ton with each other in some of the open wheel series, one of which you're going to be broadcasting tomorrow night, or no, I'm sorry, Tuesday night, as the ESPN Retro Series goes to Road America?
No, that's actually been pushed back to March 5th now. So they've got a bit more time to get used to the track and the setup and stuff like that, which I will be releasing later after this broadcast is done. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. So March 5th will be the next round of the ESPN IRO5 series, so make sure you tune into that one. This Sunday, though, we have the Indy Elite Series taking their first bout on a Sunday evening.
So fans' choice is you're going to be going to, where are you tomorrow night?
We're going to be going to Iowa, the IRA teams.
So you're going to be jumping on a plane as soon as this broadcast is over and heading out to Iowa, and I'm going to be staying here in Atlanta as the I-States Truck Series comes here tomorrow night.
Yeah. As Marcus Hagman's moved to the outside of Doug Thompson and taking away that 11th place. Here comes Ashton Schleiss from the back of the field. Let's not forget, making his way forward, and he's bringing Russell Brown with him as Doug Thompson's starting to fall backwards now. I
don't mean to interrupt, Sam, but Blake Decker just pounded the turn 2 wall.
Oh yeah, you see
ton
the
of damage on that number 4. Let's actually go back and take a look at what happened there. Coming out of 2 and just bang into the safer barrier, into the concrete. Everybody taking evasive actions to get away from him. And losing a couple of spots in that fracas, but that was something you and I were talking about privately off the before we went on the air. That something these guys are going to really have to be mindful of is turn 2 has shown, at least this past week that we've seen, to be Calamity Corner here at Atlanta.
Yeah, and that's how into the aero push that I was talking about earlier. I mean, even on my own, I was getting aero push through 1 and 2, and it just proved it right there. Blake Decker in the pack, the aero push is a lot stronger, and it just he unfortunately fell victim to that as he falls behind Ryan Wash now.
Well, let's check in with our good friend Tex Perry, rocking the ESPN colors tonight, working with Robert Dudley and Doug Thompson. Thompson with a new paint scheme tonight. Not sure if Juicy Fruit is where he's going to really want to be after this one. The nuclear banana not working for Thompson so far.
Yeah, he has fallen back from P11 all the way down to P16. Not enjoying that little run right now. I wonder if he's suffering because of having a short run setup and it's not playing in his favor right now.
Well, it probably has a lot to do with the fact that if you look at the attitude of Thompson's car, and we're going to find a little picture here, as he's coming off the corner, that car just really rocks right back on the rear springs. A lot of air getting under the nose of that car, and then the front just slams down as he climbs on the binders to get it through the corner. I'm thinking that team may have missed on the setup completely, as we're going to take a quick look at Tyler Gary and watch the nose of Gary's number 26. You don't see that car changing attitude quite as much as Grumpy's car is. And speaking of James Bunce, just got a new computer, and I was there when Windows was getting installed, and I immediately got called the southbound end of a northbound horse as soon as Grumpy fired it up, because of the wallpaper that I had the builder put on that computer for Grumpy. Now, those of you who are drag racing fans, there was a driver back in the 70s named Bill Jenkins, very prolific engine builder and chassis tuner in the pro stock ranks. As Tyler Vickery gets it all wrong, let's take a look and see what happened to Tyler there. Just gets it all wrong coming off a 2, and yeah, that car is gonna need to see some repairs before he can get back into the fray here. Gets it back under speed as we're back live. But anyways, I had the builder of Bunce's computer oh baby, it's Hunter King tries to knock down the turn 2 wall, but the wallpaper that was on Bunce's computer was a picture of one of Jenkins' cars, which he called Grumpy's toy. So, but
speaking of toys, let's go back to the front as Mark Arthur has gained a lot of momentum over the rest of the field. He's really a whole second ahead of Tyler Gary right now.
Absolutely, is Gary still under pressure from Tim Bills, and Hunter King falling back into the clutches of Ryan Walsh right now, as King pancaked the right side of that car 3 laps ago, and Walsh has got to be licking his chops knowing that there's blood in the water right now.
Yeah, you can play the soundbite.
I got to get there first. Tyler Dugan looking to make some headway as well, but
Ryan Wash is hunting.
Wash is definitely hunting. And what happened to Tipton? Oh no!
Find out.
We're going back and taking a look here. Just Wash is completely up the track and just pounds the turn 3 wall. Oh, gets into Kevin O'Brien and just spins it into the infield. Ton of damage on both sides of that car. So Tipton towing as we are back live. And, yeah, Tipton is in trouble as Melee, Walsh, and Dugan have both gotten by Hunter King. So King going to have to do some pit farming if we get a chance.
And I just had an update on what happened to Mike Tipton. His cat pulled his headphone cables out.
Oh,
and
no.
Yeah, it was a cat incident.
Well, let's see. Last time I ran an oval race was Phoenix in the Pro Mazda. I had a cat run across my feet and brake checked half the field. KP had a cat eat his pedal cable. And now Tipton's had his cat pull his headphones off, and yeah. Cats and iRacing don't mix, folks.
Yeah, and remember, KP's cat actually peed on the router.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about him peeing on the router, too, so.
Yeah. And my
Anywho.
cat killed my computer completely by throwing Fanta all over it.
And Decker, first one to pull the trigger and go down pit road. Looks like not going to be able to play with the can't handle the damage on that car any longer. Marcus Hagman going with him.
Green flag pit stops already here at Atlanta, but question is, will the front guys bring it in? Mark Arthur already off to a big lead here, as Tyler Gary already enjoying a 1.2 second lead over Tim Bills now.
Absolutely. Gary's starting to check out. Bills don't see any damage on the 37, but it's still early, and we're going to be able to see as Hunter King rolling down pit road as well. So looks like the damage not working out for some of these guys that have hit the wall early. Though they are taking 4 tires and a full tank of go-go juice. And I think tires are definitely going to be a premium here tonight, as Atlanta is notorious for destroying tires. And Bills falling back into the clutches of Walsh and Dugan again. I dare say that Bills may have a shorter run set up in the car as he's starting to fade badly. Gets a little sideways coming off of 4. He's fighting that 37 right now, Sam.
Yeah, but just behind him, Walsh and Dugan are side by side as they go through the tri-oval. Walsh fancies the outside line here, but Dugan going to keep him wound up on the bottom there. Flirting with that white line as he's trying to defend that fourth position right now.
You guys silly? I'm still going to send it.
24 laps in, and they're still in full send it mode as they are still working on Bills, still working on each other, as they looks like they've got it sorted out between themselves. Now Dugan's starting to reel in Bills. That is your battle for third that we're watching.
Now, Tex Perry already up to the top 10, by the way. He's absolutely flying right now.
Tex Perry currently running in 9th as Superman is coming. That's Blake Decker on fresh tires flashing by him. And that's what 25 lap difference in tires looks like as Doug Thompson goes pit side, as does Kevin O'Brien.
It looks like Blake Decker's had no choice but to take his fast repair this early in the race. Might come back to bite him if he has another oops later on.
Tyler Gary going pit side. So the first one of the leaders to blink is Gary as he relinquishes second place and slides through his pit stall.
Yeah, big mistake there by Tyler Gary as he's going to have to bite the bullet for that one. Tim Bills, Tyler Dugan and Ryan Walsh stay out, as does Jeff Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth up to the top 5 now.
Hollingsworth up into the top 5 as Bills and Dugan still just throwing bombs at each other. Dugan to the inside, Bills on the high side. Bills flirting with disaster that close to the wall, a little sideways dirt track, and coming off a turn 2 keeps it wound up in that second lane. Looks like that second line is going to be where you want to be when the the tires really start to fall off.
Yeah, it's Dugan's in. Dugan just dropped it below the white line. He's coming into pit road now.
So Dugan going pit side.
As that falls to Ryan Wash to see if he can close the gap between himself and Tim Bills.
Doesn't look like he's gaining that much.
Jeff Hollins. Oh, we've got a caution.
Bunsey gets it all wrong. What happened there? That's Bunsey in the white and orange car coming down the back chute.
Oh, he had help as well.
Well, the initial... No, he didn't. That was all on his lonesome. Just got it all wrong. And that brings out caution 1 as James Bunce pounds turn 3 with that Hardee's number 22. And just look at the attitude on that car. I dare say that's got to be a broken sway bar.
Yeah, definitely. It's not reacting as it should, as James Bunce brings out the first caution here tonight, and that's helped the people that have not pitted yet. Tyler Dugan did take it down pit road just before the caution came out, as here come the leaders now. Dugan managed to stay on the lead lap as the caution came out, so he is probably the luckiest guy out of everybody there right now.
Well, it's good news, bad news. So Dugan is going to get a wave around, as is Decker. Decker actually gets the free pass.
He's back on the lead lap now.
So he's going to be back on the lead lap, but Bunsey has got to go pit side and get that car fixed. Unfortunately, going to be one lap down. He's going to be battling it out with Tyler Vickery, as everybody that's already gone pit side probably is going to stay out and get the wave arounds. So there's going to be a whole slew of cars doing that. It's Tyler Dugan, Tyler Gary, Marcus Hagman, Hunter King, Doug Thompson, Dalton Kilrow, and Kevin O'Brien, as Tippy has put it on the hauler.
He is back in the session now. He's just explaining what exactly happened to him. He has now put it on the hauler for definite now. He came back to see the overall damage of his car thanks to his cat. So, yeah, thanks, cat.
People wonder why I'm a dog person.
We've got a few more takers down pit road here, Tony.
Well, those are the two guys that were going to be a lap down regardless. It's Bunsey and Tyler Vickery. A lot of damage on both those cars as both of them slide through their stalls.
Yeah, Rod Weston, he was on the lead lap and he's just decided to take a pit side to get a top off. So, staying on the lead lap here, but he's going to fall to the end of the field after possibly opting for a strategy game here.
Who are we talking about?
Rod Weston.
I gotta find him. Where is he? Well, he was on the tail end of the lead lap anyways.
Okay.
So for him to go pit side, it's not really going to be a big change. As I've got to respect the sponsor that he's got on that car.
Oh, he's going to get a penalty.
And he is he? Oh, yeah.
He just crossed the white line.
Yeah, so that's going to be, I believe, a pass through. But I do have to respect the sponsor that he's got on that car. HPI makes some of the, in my opinion anyways, some of the best radio-controlled vehicles on the planet. So,
yeah, you're not wrong.
I've had my fair share of RS4s, and I'll tell you right now, some of the best touring cars I've ever driven. Meanwhile, as far as the battle off pit road, Tim Bills has actually passed Mark Arthur on pit road. As the lights go out on the pace car, Bill's gonna have the button when we go back to green.
Yeah. Did he take 4 or did he take 2?
He took 4.
the Bills getting probably the better pit stop than Mark Arthur. Arthur, not usually the most proficient when it comes to pit stops, though. We have seen him slide through his stall more than once, definitely from last season, and we saw it a couple of times last week at Daytona as well. But yeah, Tim Bill's going to have the button when we go back to green here.
And take a look who's up to 4th.
Yeah, Jeff Hollingsworth is right there on that outside in the number 42 Flame Machine. No sponsors on that car.
Well, we can solve that for next week.
Yeah. So
go ahead and get us going, Sam.
Tim Bills will have control as they come out of turn 4, waiting for that pace car to make that hard left turn onto pit road. As there goes the pace car, the field in control of Tim Bills, and it's holding them down, and away we go. Lots of wheel spin, but we're under green again here, Tony.
Back underway as Bills gets a little bit of a jump on Arthur.
Oh, big wreck at the back.
Yeah, crap. Where is it?
No caution, no caution. That's,
how is that no caution?
James Bunce gets turned.
Let's go back and take a look at Buncey here.
By Tyler Vickery.
Well, there was a big checkup as the 31 got it all wrong.
I think he was trying to pull over because he knew he had that penalty from exiting pit road, and everybody was just scrambling around and trying not to get a penalty because he pulled over before the line.
Sam, see if they've got you as an admin and see if you can throw a caution, because that's... How is that not a caution? There's a car stopped on the front stretch.
I'm not an admin.
There's 2 cars. How is that not a caution?
I don't know. iRacing is being a bit of a
Pillock?
pain right now.
Yeah,
let's go with that.
I believe the phrase you're looking for is pillock.
Yeah, as Buncey's having to limp it back to pit road with no caution coming out. Tyler Vickery, he's got off relatively lucky. He's got only minimal damage on that 24. We're all the way back down in P21 lap down. The other man involved in that was Rob Weston. He's already been in the wall twice since that incident.
Jeez. As we're still on replay, folks, watching Weston almost get run over by the entire lead pack. Still trying to figure out why iRacing did not throw a caution. Is the flagger drunk again?
I think so. I think he's still drinking from last Thursday, from when we did solo on Thursday.
Well, what I'm wondering is, the flagger is no longer allowed to hang out with the pace car driver, because we know the pace car driver in iRacing tends to have a few during the event. Meanwhile, back live, Mark Arthur back out in front. Tim Bills under heavy pressure right now from Ryan Wash. Wash working the outside, trying to keep it wound up in that second lane. Still a little early to be doing that, but trying to make it work. Wash flirting with disaster on that high line, almost into the marbles. Oh!
Almost.
Dugan almost puts one on its roof. Let's go back and take a look at that one. Bangs the wall, and then he gets run over from behind. That was... Tyler Gary that had nowhere to go and just blasted the 27.
Yeah, Gary got some front end damage as he's trying to make the outside pass work on Harrison Chandler right now. Gets it done, so not lost any speed in that number 26, but still right there as here comes Robert Dudley to the inside of Chandler as well now.
And Chandler looks like he's already getting tire fade as he's about to lose another spot to Russ Brown. Brown all over the rear spoiler of Chandler's number 25, and that he's got to put a different font on that car.
Yeah, he does not look comfortable in that car right now. Dugan still falling backwards. He's already out of the top 10. He's been chased down by Russ Hansen, who we've not really spoke much about tonight. But then again, there's a lot of drivers in this field. There's going to be a lot of drivers we won't really speak much about. One driver we've not spoken much about tonight is Mr. Dalton Kilroe, winner from Daytona last week, and he's had a pretty mediocre race so far tonight.
And you see that sometimes as he's trying to use the apron. I'm thinking he's not happy with the setup in that car. It looks like it might be pushing like a dump truck. So he's using the apron to try to get that car to rotate. You see that sometimes is guys that are proficient on the super speedways, not quite as relaxed and comfortable on the mile and a half, and we are back under caution.
And that is the stage.
That's the stage. The haha. Well then.
And a lot of people are going to be very angry that the caution didn't come out sooner, though.
Very much so. So, Mark Arthur getting the stage win. Ryan Walsh, Tim Bills. Tex Perry up to 4th.
Audrey was flying.
Very much so. Russ Chernesky in 5th. And I'm going to let you take that name, Sam. Say it.
Ashton Schleiss.
Schleiss. Okay. And Ashton, if we're saying it wrong, I apologize. But Ashton Schleiss hanging on for 6th. Hollingsworth in 7th. Decker hanging on for 8th. Gary in 9th. And Robert Dudley rounding out your top 10.
A lot of rookies in that top 10, I've noticed.
A lot of rookies in this field.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the incident that took out James Bunce, and it looks like Kevin O'Brien was caught up in it as well, because he is 4 laps down now.
Well, O'Brien was one of the cars that I was screaming about that was actually parked in turn 1.
Oh, okay.
And when I say parked, the car was sideways and stuck on the banking.
Yeah, and thankfully we've only had 1 retirement so far. That was Mike Tipton because of his cat. And Charles Law not taking the start here tonight.
I did see that as wholesale pit stops taking place.
Everybody's coming down apart from 1 or 2.
Well, those 1 or 2 are laps down. So Vickery... Why?
Mark Arthur getting it all wrong in his pit box. He can't get in there. He's going to lose a ton of spots because of that now. And same for Hunter King as well.
I'm not live.
Wow, Hunter King is going to fall to the back because of this now. Oh, almost to the back.
Now we are back live. Mark Arthur, not a bad stop once he was able to get into his stall, but lost 6 whole seconds. As Ryan Walsh, Tim Bills, Chernesky, Schleiss, and Tex Perry losing a spot. So...
And Hunter King is pit farming right now.
And probably right to do so. Doesn't want to burn the fast repair yet. Only has minor cosmetic damage on the right side of that car.
Yeah, a big loss of positions there for Mark Arthur. And I did say he wasn't the most proficient when it came to pit stops, and he just proved it right there. It's very difficult to get these cars into the pit box almost exactly right. I mean, I've made the mistake before. I'm pretty sure you have as well, so...
Well, that's one of the reasons why I've kind of started to enjoy the dirt side of iRacing more than I have the pavement side, because
you don't have to pit.
there's no pitting on the dirt side.
Nope.
At least not yet. I'm sure once we get a certain car that I've been told has been scanned and a track that I know has been scanned, we should probably... Where are we? There we are. We should probably see pit stops at that point, because the series that I'm talking about regularly runs 200 plus lap races.
And once we get that car and track combination, we will have our first ever ESPN Dirt Series.
And once we get that car, period, I've already warned my boss that you're not going to see the whites of my eyes for about a week.
And the car in question we're actually talking about is actually the Big Black Modified, so yeah. One of your favorite cars.
Well, I grew up in dirt country. I mean, you got to cut me some slack there. And everybody, you know, you kind of become a fan of what your local... If you're a racing fan, you generally... You find a class that's run locally, and like that's your class. I was lucky enough to have 2.
And you the super modifieds as well, you like as well. So.
And they're both quote, big block classes. 460 cubic inches. The super modifieds, 70% left side bias, running on methanol. It basically, if a redneck built a Formula One car and only raced it on an oval, that's a super modified.
Oh yeah.
Big block dirt modifieds, if a dirt late model and a sprint car had a bastard child and then put a modified body on it. That's the best way I can describe a big block modified.
Tyler Dudley, no, we're not playing the drinking game tonight. We actually trust these guys. No, we're only joking. No, we're not playing the drinking game tonight. We're trying to behave.
True story.
Even though this is called the Sofa King 163. Pace cars off, and we're about to get them going again as we're back on the green. Ryan Walsh, a decent restart there. Tim Bill's going with him, but here comes Charneski, bringing Jeff Hollingsworth with him to the inside there as they are looking to move up to that top 3 position. Looks like Schleiss and Bill's stuck on that high side there, Tony.
Well, Bills looks like he spun the tires on the restart as they're 3 wide hauling off into turn number 3.
Yeah, Mark Arthur trying to get back to the front as quickly as possible, not wasting any time. What a restart he's had. He's just being super aggressive already here tonight.
And Hollingsworth knew it was coming and just gave him plenty of room as here comes Perry as well on the high side.
Yeah. Mark Arthur trying to put those mistakes he made last week to bed, and he knows how good he is around here. We saw him so many times last season on the 1.5 mile tracks, just to absolutely obliterate the opposition, and he's looking to do that here tonight, and he's looking very good for it so far. He's like passing people like they're standing still right now.
Well, as far as, you know, if you're a gambling person, Vegas odds on Mark Arthur are almost the same as putting it on Floyd Money Mayweather in a fight. It's hard to bet against him.
Yeah, and speaking of Vegas, we will be going there next week, so make sure you tune in for that one.
We'll be there Wednesday night with Top Fuel.
Yeah, and we'll be there next Saturday night with NASCOMonline, so
we're going to Vegas, baby.
Yeah! And then we're going to Atlanta with Soma,
so I'm going to be pretty busy this week, flying back and forth from Atlanta to Vegas, back to Vegas. Or Vegas to Atlanta, back to Vegas.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. At least I don't have to go to Iowa like you do. Anywho, Ryan Walsh continuing to show the way. And he is starting to stretch his legs a little bit over Charneski. Charneski's struggling a little bit as he's under pressure right now from your pole sitter, Mark Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur's on rails right now, really trying to get back to the front there after really getting it wrong in that last pit stop. Tim Bills was running behind him. We've got 2 side-by-side action between Jeff Hollingsworth and it looks like Dalton Kilroe. Yes, it is. That battle there for 7th place right now.
Kilroe throws it to the inside. Hollingsworth gives him plenty of room. Knows it's way too early to be as aggressive as he probably wants to be. Crosses Kilroe over. Oh, baby, hang on to her.
Yep, they're catching Ashton Schleiss. Schleiss has had problems here. Schleiss opted for that outside line. He's going to let them boil up by the looks of things. So, as Hollingsworth opted for that outside line, he wants to get past Kilroe again.
Well, Schleiss was fighting with it as he tried to knock down the turn 2 wall. And able to keep that car under power and in a semi-straight line. As here we go, battle for the lead really starting to heat up. Arthur throws it to the inside. Pins Charneski behind Walsh. Now has a nose out front. And look who's back to the point.
Yeah, Arthur getting a 2 for 1 there. He was right behind Charneski when they entered turn 3. And by the time they exited turn 4, he'd already overtaken Ryan Walsh. A 2 for 1 deal there for Mr. Mark Arthur, and he is back to the lead.
Again, it's hard to bet against Mark Arthur on a 1.5 mile track. And he showed that last season. unfortunately had to miss a couple of races in the playoffs, looking to make up for that bad luck this season. As Chernesky to the inside of Wash now, trying to get second place. And here comes Bills and Perry as well. So a 5-car dance for the top 5 spots.
Yep, and here comes Bills to the inside of Wash. Wash, I think he might have burnt all the goodie off those tyres because he's starting to fall backwards now. People are starting to find gaps around him. As, oh, Bill's getting a bit of error. Wash there that almost gets into the side of Ryan Wash, no pun intended.
A lot of skill and a lot of trust being put into the hands of these drivers right now as Wash and Bills almost banging doors. No contact, but they were able to keep it pointed in the right direction. Tex Perry's got to be licking his chops right behind him going, yeah, go ahead, guys. Just wreck it out and I'll get by you.
Yeah, as Perry's right there now trying to work on the outside of Charneski. Bills, though, Wash is right there. He's being very choosy as to which line he wants to take, as Wash still keeping it wound up on the high side going through the tri-oval as they're catching Charneski again.
They're catching Chernesky again, but if you take a look, Wash not giving Bills a lot of room on that inside. Giving him about a car width and not much more as...
Oh! Sparks everywhere as Wash gets into the wall.
And that could have ended a lot more poorly than it did, as that's going to give Tex Perry a run as Bills had to check up. And Perry's got a run on him now. Unfortunately, running that inside line is just going to burn the goodie off the tires quicker as Chernesky and Wash still throwing hand grenades at each other, trying to reel in Mark Arthur. Mark Arthur seeing all the battle going on in this rear mirror and yeah, go ahead, boys. I'll see you later. I'm checking out.
Yeah, all this fighting between the 4 behind Mark Arthur is helping the 12 get away. As here comes Ryan Wash again to the inside of Charneski, wants that second place back. And it looks like at this point he's going to get it. He's got the better line coming out of turn 4. Charneski going to keep it wound up on the high side. Give the position to Charneski. But no, actually give it to Wash. Wash got the position there at the line, but Charneski keeping it very wound up on the high side. Wash having to back off there, getting a bit of air pushes. He almost gets it to Bills again, and there it is. There it is.
There was no almost about that one.
Yeah. Caution number 3 is out as Wash goes up into the wall. He gets a lot of air push, and unfortunately Charneski had nowhere to go.
Let's take a look at what the chopper picked up on this one as the 19 checks up a little bit, and just unfortunately Bills is there as he tries to slot in behind Charneski, and
Bills had nowhere to go.
Wow. So we are back under caution. Probably not what Mark Arthur was hoping to see. But at this point, you've got to think that you've got to take it down pit road. They're about halfway through their tire run. No sense gambling it this early in the event. Take it down and get 4 Mr. Feelgoods and fresh tank of go-go juice and call it good from here. As we are halfway to the next competition caution. And again, there is your leader, Mark Arthur, making bronies everywhere proud. Who just hand grenaded an engine?
Might have been Ryan Wash. I mean, he was severely damaged.
Let's back it up a little bit. No?
Huh. And I have no idea.
I heard that telltale, yeah. And I don't see who it was, but, let's back it up a little bit more here. Oh! Okay. Who's that behind, car pitted behind Doug Thompson. Oh, okay. It was Robert Dudley. Not sure what happened there. Let's back that up. As Dudley comes into his stall. No, it was the 19. You were right. You were absolutely right. It was Wash hand grenading the engine as he came onto pit road. Just blew it up as he went through Dudley's pit stall. So, yeah.
Problems for Tim Bills. He's been on pit road for a very long time. I wonder if he got a bit of damage in that incident between. Oh yeah, he was the one that got into it with Wash. So yeah, he's in that. He's been in pit road.
Yeah, there's a ton of damage on that car, Sam.
Yeah, he's been in pit road getting repairs done and just pit farming the living daylights out of this. Again, another driver not willing to use up their fast repair this early in the race.
Well, I mean, in their defense, you know at a mile and a half you're going to have, air quotes, issues when it becomes go time.
Yeah.
So.
And we've got one very happy driver up there in that top 5. Not going to say who it is because I don't want to jinx him, but he's going to be happy where he is, especially considering it's his debut here tonight.
My name is Jeff.
I used to laugh every time you do that because it's so accurate.
One of the nicest guys you're probably ever going to meet in sim racing, though, and he takes it all in good fun, and I appreciate when he does get my sick and twisted sense of humor. But how about your leader, Mark Arthur, finally getting a good pit stop in the My Little Pony number 12? So Arthur going to have the button. Charneski sitting in second. Hollingsworth up to third. Dalton Kilrow in fifth. Tyler Gary and Tex Perry make up row number 3 as we get ready to turn them back loose. About halfway to the next competition caution as we're working lap 62 of 163. The next competition caution is going to come out at the end of lap 80. And what?
Look at the back of Mark Arthur's car when you get a chance.
Okay, hold on. We're going to go on board with Mr. Hollingsworth here. What the hell does it say?
Don't get beat by this girly car.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Nice.
So we get ready to turn them back loose. Pace cars in. Arthur holds them down to the restart stripe. Green flag comes out. We are back underway as Arthur gets a great jump on Charneski. Here comes Hollingsworth to the inside of Kilrow. Not laughing now, Sam.
Sorry. Anyway, as Charneski under pressure from Kilrow. Hollingsworth right there as well. Just behind them is Tex Perry. As no, Tex Perry. Oh!
3 wide.
3 wide Gary at the bottom. Hollingsworth in the middle. Looks like Schleiss was at the top. No, it was Kilrow, sorry.
It was Kilrow on the top lane as Tyler Gary went full sending mode coming across the stripe. They get it sorted out, and Charneski giving some pressure to Mark Arthur. Not something we've seen yet tonight.
That's close. They are very close as they come out of 4. Charneski losing the back end. Can he save it? He does. What a save by the 20. What a save.
Absolutely, but we're going to need a new fire suit to the 20 pits. I think some poo may have come out on that one. Some now falls back into the clutches of Tex Perry as Jeff Hollingsworth working with him there. So as Perry eats the wall going into 3.
Yeah, good for him for keeping it out of the wall once he did hit it though, because it's very easy to get sucked up into that wall and you can't get out because of an iRacing glitch. So good for him to keep it going. Very minimal damage from that little scrape, just a few sparks being created, but nothing too major there for the 85 as he's running right behind Charneski.
And Charneski in trouble right now as he's got Perry all over his back bumper. And Hollingsworth in trouble right now as he's got Slice working the outside. Slice looks like he's got that icebreakers number 56. I'm sorry, 68. Fix burned his fast repair already after pancaking the wall earlier. And here comes the 19 of Wash.
Yeah. Oh, it's the Sid 00. Russ Brown gets it to the side of Hunter King. King in the wall hard.
Let's go back and take a look at that one.
Yeah.
See what the chopper picked up on this one. Oh, just hip check from hell. And King able to get out of the way, and everybody doing a great job to avoid him. Had the run on the high side, and Russ Brown didn't know he was coming.
Yeah. Hunter King back up to speed again, but with some serious damage on that 9. He's not burned his fast repair yet. He's another one of those drivers that knows how this league runs and knows how to keep hold of that fast repair until it's absolutely necessary. With more damage on that 9 now, I think it's becoming more and more necessary as this race goes along.
He's definitely getting to the point where you've almost got to pull the trigger. Speaking of pulling the trigger, Tyler Gary finally starting to pull the trigger as he is all over the back bumper of Mark Arthur right now. And you've got to think that Gary's been tuning on that car and tweaking on that car every pit stop so far to try to get it more to his liking on the longer runs.
He's still got that damage on the front end of his car and still able to keep it wound up there. Still getting the full maximum, all the horses he can out of it. He's getting the draft behind Mark Arthur as well, but that damage not affected him at all on that number 26 Miller Lite machine.
Well, depending on what type of hit you get, it might actually help the aero.
Get more air to the engine.
No, get more downforce.
Yeah. As Dalton Kilroe's up to 3rd now as well.
Kilroe has gotten around Charneski.
Charneski looks like he's finally settled down now, and he's just riding behind Kilroe right now. Tex Perry just riding behind Charneski. Ryan Wash already back up to P6 now, I've just noticed.
Wash is on a mission. He's already had to burn his fast repair, so he's kind of on the back foot right now. As Hollingsworth and Slace still throwing hand grenades at each other for 7th.
As we are less than 10 laps to go before the end of stage 2. There's look, Schleiss and Hollingsworth about getting set to have a nice battle here for that number 7 spot. Mark Arthur's actually checked out from Tyler Gary again. Whatever Tyler Gary had in that car, it's gone now.
Very much so, as Wash gets to the back end of Tex Perry. Perry now under heavy pressure from the 19. As uses the draft coming through 2, gets a run going into 3, full send it mode for Ryan Wash right now.
Yeah, Wash on that inside. Look for Jeff Hollingsworth though, he's right there. He's caught those guys back up again. He's looking for a gap by these guys. Not sure if he's going to get it though. He's just sitting back there and watching Perry and Wash just absolutely throw bombs at each other right now.
As Kilroe and Chernesky throwing bombs at each other as well for 3rd. Everybody trying to get every stage point that they can. Now, if you remember last week, Tex Perry finished in the top 3 at the end of the race, sitting 10th in points coming into tonight due to the stage points.
Yeah, same for Marcus Agman. He finished in the top 3 as well, but wasn't well reflected in the final points. But
both of them in the top 10 though, so kudos for that.
Absolutely. Lots of little battles around the track.
Well, Wash has gotten by Perry. Hollingsworth has now gotten by Perry. Perry drops to 7th. And Charneski and Kilroe still just duking it out. Oh, shades of Teddy Christopher right now. Is Charneski not happy with Kilroe?
Yeah. There goes Charneski to the inside of Kilrow. Gets the position back. Ryan Walsh has now got it single file between himself, Tex Perry, and Jeff Hollingsworth has now got onto the back of Kilrow.
Kilro's struggling right now. 17 laps into this tire run, and Kilrow is definitely on the back foot, not happy with the setup in that number 41 Monster Energy Chevy.
I mean, we knew when we came to this track that it was going to throw a new dynamic towards his drivers. I mean, for all we know, Dalton Kilrow could be a super speedway specialist, and that he's not as competitive on a 1.5 mile oval. Yes, he's in the top 5, but he seems to be struggling a lot more here tonight than he did at Daytona last week.
Well, ooh,
Karneski almost gets into the wall again.
Almost kicks it off the wall. Big checkup as they're now 3 wide. And Hollingsworth on the low side trying to make something happen. This could end about 8 different kinds of poorly if they're not careful.
Yeah, Hollingsworth thankfully backing out of it because he knew exactly what was about to happen if they were still that way going into turn 1. But he's managed to find his way by Tex Perry, and Schleiss is back there again now, so we've got a 6-car battle for 3rd place here now.
These guys are just flat getting it right now. As Arthur and Gary have checked flat out. They're 3.5 seconds from Gary to Kilrow. Kilrow under a lot of pressure right now from Walsh as they're starting to stretch their legs. Cherneski still struggling right now as he's got to deal with Hollingsworth as white flag is out for the segment.
Yeah, and I'm watching a bit further back as we're watching again Becker, Dudley and Brown all working together to try and catch up to the back of Ashton Schleiss. We could have a 10-car battle for the top 3 here.
Nope. There it is.
Okay. And stage 2 is in the books, and Mark Arthur getting both stages so far.
Mark Arthur so far maximum points. Started from the pole, has won both stages. Tyler Gary coming in 2nd in this stage. Kilrow, Walsh, Cherneski, Hollingsworth, Schleiss, Perry, Dugan, and Decker rounding out your top 10 as we are back under caution. We are going to step away real quick for a word from our good friends at the Esports Network.
And he hits him again now. Ray Alfala into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
Lee to the inside goes Logan Clapton is going to touch in. Pit press.
Saved it.
What a save.
Look to the outside as Cronkite goes off. De Jong into 2nd place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
Trying this contact though. Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Renner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that 2nd spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the Parabolka. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the Parabolka. That's beautifully done there. Makashube, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
New leader.
And we are back as
we've got a new leader.
we do have a new leader. And Marcus Hagman stays out, as does Rod Weston.
Yeah, more importantly, sorry.
Tyler Gary, Dalton Kilrow beating Mark Arthur off pit road.
Yeah, that's crucial that is. Arthur getting jumped on pit road again here tonight. He's able to get the business done on track, but the pit stops are really hurting him right now.
Now the big question is Hagman going to stay out? Yes, he is. He's going to stay out to get that bonus point. Knows that he needs it. Tim Bills hasn't led a lap yet, and they were tied coming into tonight, 16 markers out of the lead. So Hagman getting credit for leading a lap. Gonna be mired in traffic though when we go back to green, as there are, where are we? There are going to be 20 cars left on the lead lap when all is said and done.
And out of the 23 that started this race, that's not bad, you know. James Bunt's 1 lap down. He got the wave around. He got the lucky dog last time round. Kevin O'Brien is the last driver still running in 22nd. He is 4 laps down, but we're very close to having 21 cars left on this lead lap again. And that, for these guys, that's, oh my God, I'm so impressed with these guys so far.
It's just an amazing, there's so much talent in this field that, you know, you love to see races like these guys have been having. And expect Hagman to become pit side this time as he drops down. And that is going to relinquish the lead of the race over to Tyler Gary. Gary led a couple of laps already. Dalton Kilroe, hopefully he's been doing some tuning on that car to get it back where he's going to need it.
Just want to address the elephant in the room here tonight. We're missing one major driver in this series, and that is Mr. Kyle Gilbert, who's currently battling floodwaters where he lives. So thoughts going out to you, Kyle, and hopefully you'll be back again next week once the floodwaters go away.
Yeah, unfortunately, where he lives, I believe in Virginia, under heavy flooding right now. I saw a post that he put early this morning that they needed help with some sandbags that were getting delivered this afternoon, and I just don't live close enough to even attempt to help. But best of luck to you, Kyle. We're looking forward to seeing you back next week. As the lights are out on the pace car, Kilroe gonna have the button when we go back to green. Gary right there with him. Gary still has not burned his fast repair in that Miller Lite number 26.
Gary's actually chosen the outside line, so he's going to be leading back to green.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Gary is the leader. Wow, sorry about that. I keep forgetting the leader does have choice. So Kilroe going to have to react. Not sure how this restart's going to go as the pace car is in. And Gary wasting very little time jumping back on the trigger. And that's going to let Brian Walsh get a good run on the high side. Kilroe under pressure right now from the 19. And Mark Arthur got checked up a little bit as Kilroe just didn't go.
Yeah, Mark Arthur getting bogged down, but behind them the battle's resuming again between Charneski, Hollingsworth and the rest of the guys. See Hollingsworth on that outside, keeping it wound up there on that 42. Is he going to make the pass work here as they come across the line? Give the position to Hollingsworth. He's going to get the clear this time by as they go to turn 1. Jeff Hollingsworth back up to the top 5.
Hollingsworth with a great initial run to win the NASCOM series. As Arthur makes quick work of Walsh right now. And Tyler Gary and Dalton Kilroe have started to check out a little bit. So Arthur's going to have some driving to do to catch back up to these guys. As Charneski and Slice throwing bombs at each other. Charneski working the outside of Hollingsworth right now. Slice all over his back bumper. And here comes Perry one more time. So the usual suspects who were going at it, hammer and tongs before the caution came out, going at it again. And Robert Dudley eats the wall coming off of 2.
Yeah, Tyler Dugan hit the wall as well, coming out of turn 2 as well. So people having problems in that draft again, as I already mentioned so many times tonight. The draft is very crucial here tonight. If you get it wrong, you're in that wall and you're done for the night. So everybody pretty much spread out at the back of the field. It's just Marcus Hagman is 1 lap down. I think he got popped for speeding in pit road.
Yes, he did.
Oh
And speaking of elephants in the room, take a look at what's going on here right now. Gary and Kilrow are a second, 1.3 seconds to the good over Mark Arthur.
Yeah, as Kilrow to the inside of Gary. Kilrow going to get the lead here if he gets enough speed on that inside line. Another outside line is faster on the exit of turn 2. You see Gary still side by side as they go into 3. Drag race up to turn 3. They're going through 3 and 4 now. Very close, almost bang it does, but Gary using that outside line to his advantage and keeping hold of the lead. Meanwhile, Mark Arthur is back up to 3rd now, Tony.
Mark Arthur back up to 3rd, and that battling has cut a full 2/10 out of the lead that these guys had. They've got to remember, if you get Mark Arthur into clean air, he's gonna check out on you. And so the best thing that they can do if they hope to get any headway on him is to make sure that he's behind them. But meanwhile, Walsh and Chernesky still throwing bombs for 4th, as they are still keeping Mark Arthur honest right now. Spice working the outside of and here comes Dugan in the 27.
Yeah, Dugan with a car that looks like he's backed into a telegraph pole. Still able to keep with these guys. They're just about just under a second ahead of Blake Decker, who's holding on to that last spot in the top 10, just ahead of Russell Brown. So battles going on everywhere here tonight.
How about Tyler Vickery and Robert Dudley going at it right now? That's your battle for 16. As they've got Doug Thompson directly in front of them. And Thompson trying to reel in Russ Hansen. And Dudley has to take evasive action as he had a hell of a run on Thompson coming off a 2. Thompson not happy in that nuclear banana tonight.
Not at all. He seems to be struggling out there tonight. He's got passed by Dudley. I think he's been close to hitting the wall that many times tonight. Still got a clean car, thankfully. As Vickery hits the wall coming out of 2. And around goes the 24. Hits the wall hard, and that's his night done.
Victory. He definitely took a weekend trip to Destination Fucked. And you know what? I'll throw in a free bar voucher with that one.
Yeah. That was a bad one.
We apologise for the F-bomb from that sound clip, but it was very much needed at this point.
Absolutely, as they're still going at it. And Mark Arthur starting to reel in Gary and Kilrow. Kilrow's got to be wondering right now, what does he have to do to get that pink out of his rearview mirror? Arthur to the inside as they come out of turn number 2, down the backstretch, drag race into turn number 3. Arthur full send it mode. Kilrow trying to hang tough on that high side though. Still side by side, Kilrow with the advantage coming off of 4 as they come to the stripe. Give that lap to Kilrow for 2nd.
And for those of you that got lap 95, you win.
And for anybody that was here earlier that bet the over, you win.
Oh! As Kilrow into the wall hard!
Hang on to her, son.
Serious damage on that 41. He's going to lose a ton of spots as he rejoins the track just behind Hollinsworth. That is going to hurt him in the long run now, as we have no more competition cautions. We are straight flat running to the end now, and that is comparatively, unless he's got, I think he's got a fast repair remaining, Kilrow in serious trouble here.
Well, Sam, we just took a look at it from the chopper cam, and he checked up to stay off the wall, and unfortunately got some help.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, nobody feels worse about that whole incident than the Friendship is Magic driver.
Meanwhile, Kilro's still keeping it wound up there. He's right behind Tex Perry, trying to get those positions back as quickly as possible. Not really lost a lot of speed in that car.
Not lost a ton, but he's dropped from 2nd to 7th. So lost 5 spots. As we've got a little bit of separation now in the top 10. As closest battle is going to be Hollingsworth to Chernesky. As you watch that right now as they haul it off into turn number 1.
Late. So, as Kilroe now starting to fall back again, Schleiss is on his inside now. The damage starting to hurt the 41, but at the front, Mark Arthur starting to reel in. Gary's right on his tail now.
Arthur all over the back bumper as we are about halfway to green flag stops. Arthur sends it into turn number 1, side by side. They work their way through the 1-2 complex. Arthur on the inside, Gary on the high side. Gary going to have the momentum coming off of 2. Arthur going to drop back in and get the toe down the back chute. And Hollingsworth has gotten by Charneski for 4th.
Yeah, Hollingsworth on rails right now has finally got that car underneath him. And it looks like Perry's got round Charneski as well. So Charneski starting to fill those tires now.
And this is about the time of the run that you're going to tell who the haves and the have-nots are. Who's got the long run sets in and who didn't have the long run set in, as you probably burned all of the goodie off the tires by now.
Yeah. As Mark Arthur setting himself up for another run on the back of Gary. There you see him right on the tail coming out of turn 4. Not backing down at all as Ryan Wash is starting to reel these guys in now, Tony.
Well, Arthur is being held up a little bit by Gary, and that's letting Wash, who apparently has a long run set in that number 19 as well, as he starts blinking. You know, he's starting to reel these guys in as Gary's lap times have fallen significantly. He's almost 3 full seconds off when this stint started. So Gary's struggling right now on some older tires, as we're going to see green flag stops start to happen relatively shortly here. Meanwhile, Arthur all over his back bumper right now. And if you're Mark Arthur, you can't dance around too much. You know you've got to go because pit stops aren't your strong suit. As he looks to the inside, going into 3, side by side. Full send it as the 26 keeps it wound up in that second lane. Drag race to the stripe. Arthur with a nose out front as they come through the quad oval. They bang fenders. Give that lap to Gary again. 21 thousandths of a second at the stripe.
Yeah, Gary's still keeping it wound up on the high side. Arthur must be getting very frustrated with how Gary's able to keep it wound up there. I did say again earlier that high line is really going to come into play at the later stages of the race, and we are getting closer to the later stages of the race as we see Kevin O'Brien in pit road to make his green flag stop. But yeah, Arthur must be getting really frustrated with how Gary's able to keep it wound up on that high side right now.
Gives him a little bit of tap from the chrome board as they go into turn number 1, tucked up right behind him. You got to wonder what type of tape Arthur's got on that car. How long can he stay tucked up? As Gary protecting that low line. Arthur goes to the high side. Can he get a run coming off of 4? Gary slides up in front of him. A lot of aero push in these cars right now, Sam.
Yeah. As Arthur now has that high side go into turns 1 and 2. Let's see if he can keep it wound up there just like Gary did before. Coming out of turn 2 now. Not able to do it. Gary's still able to hold on. He's got a lot more speed in that 26 than Arthur does, it seems. The frustration just continues for Arthur as he's got a pinch down this time. coming out of 4.
Arthur with a nose out front, keeping it wound up, finally getting that outside line, and Arthur back to the point.
Yeah, but for how long? Because you know Gary's going to want it back as quickly as possible. They're close again as they go through 1 and 2. Gary having to give it up this time. Is he going to get it back? Drag race down to turn 3 now.
Nope, he's going to slide in behind Arthur as they haul it off into turn number 3 and get into the aero wash. Arthur using the apron a little bit to help that car rotate as the tires have completely just whooped on that car right now. Struggling to hang on. And Mark Arthur has clean air again, ladies and gentlemen. Look for him to start to pull away, because every time he's gotten clean air tonight, he has just walked the field. Dalton Kilroe going to be the second taker to take a green flag pit stop. Now, mind you, they're within the window of you cannot make it from here. So we're not going to see the money stop yet. They're going to need to make 2 more stops from this point. As we are 53 laps to go.
That is not long to go by comparison, considering we went through one of the longest races on the schedule a couple of days ago.
True story.
But further back, we've got a nice battle between Tyler Dugan and Russ Charneski. Dugan has actually gone around Charneski, so Charneski's still falling backwards as they're trying to reel in Ashton Schleiss right now. Tyres are starting to become a factor here. They're getting some separation because of the aero push, but the tyres, the way they're wearing off, it's letting people reel the other people back in again.
As Russ Brown blinks and goes down pit road, taking the 00 to get for Mr. Feelgoods. It's a fresh go-go juice.
Yep.
He's going to promote Tim Bills back into the top 10.
Yeah, Tim Bills, since he had that contact earlier in the race, he's not really been anywhere near the front of the pack, as Bills almost gets it wrong coming out of turn 4.
Bills with a ton of damage. You almost got to think that if he does go in for his green flag stop here, or when he goes in, he's going to burn his fast repair because he's just losing way too much time. Almost a full second in lap times between himself and the top 3. As Arthur and Gary are starting to walk away from Ryan Walsh right now. And here comes Bills onto pit road, gets it woed down to 50 miles an hour.
As we've got another retirement here, Kevin O'Brien has put his car on the hauler. Tough night for the Australian.
Real tough night. He got caught up in one of those melees, and unfortunately, the car got caught on the banking and just could not get going until he got hit by the, I believe it was the 26.
I think so, but sorry to put you off that time. We've got a whole slew of cars in pit road right now. We've got Hollinsworth, Schleiss, Dugan, Charneski, and Decker all down into pit road right now.
So wholesale pit stop starting to take place. Excuse me.
Let's see. It's in tight.
Decker going to have to burn his fast repair too. As you see the fenders start to pop out. The 27 of Dugan burns his fast repair. You see that spoiler go back down to where it's supposed to be.
It gets out ahead of Hollinsworth, so good pit stop by Dugan.
And Hollingsworth's pit stop wasn't that bad. Now the thing is, they've got to stay off that white line. Oh!
And round goes Decker hard into the wall. What happened there?
He had help. He just got Ricky Stenhouse.
Yeah, Dugan being a bit impatient coming off a pit road and unfortunately catches the back end of Decker. He goes around and Decker already burned his fast repair here tonight. He's going to have a tough night.
He just burned it.
Yeah.
And your leaders are on pit road. What type of stop can these guys get? as the 26 is out. Mark Arthur still on pit road. Popped for speeding.
Oh no, that is gonna hurt.
Yeah.
So that is gonna hurt him. That is pretty much competitively his race done unless we go back to caution. He desperately needs a caution.
He's still on pit. How fast was he going?
I'm about to find out. I'm looking back at it now.
Holy Christmas.
Oh.
Oh.
He was speeding and he got an unsafe pit entry because he hit the cone on entry.
Oh. Double whammy.
So that'll be a 30-second penalty.
2 of them.
Yeah.
As he is 60 full seconds in the box.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
That's pretty much night over for Mark Arthur as he goes a lap down because of it. Dalton Kilrow, one of the first ones to blink, 9 laps on his stint. You see him there in front of Tyler Gary. Gary gonna have a shot at it as Kilrow still with damage on that Monster Energy number 41.
Didn't take his fast repair.
I don't know if he has his fast repair left.
He does. He hasn't been. This is the most damage he's been all night. So, Gary back to the point. Kilrow had nothing to do. He couldn't do anything about it. But Gary, apart from Kilrow, has a 2.5 second lead over Tyler Dugan, who's up to third now. Take that back. Ryan Wash moves up to the inside, and Ryan Wash up to third place now.
Wash on a charge. Got a lot of work to do as Gary's already checked flat out on Kilrow. Kilrow, something went horribly wrong with Kilrow as he is losing ground quickly. That car not handling anywhere near where it needs to right now. As Wash gonna pass him like he stopped on the highway.
That Dugan gonna pass him as well, and here comes Tex Perry as well. He's not far behind either. Gonna follow him through. And Jeff Hollingsworth must have had a really bad pit stop because he lost 3 spots on that pit stop.
It was the cone to cone that killed Hollingsworth.
Yeah.
Although Wash gonna have a ton of work to do as Perry goes to the inside of Dugan.
As he's got his dancing partner behind him, that's Marcus Hagman, albeit 2 laps down. Hagman, as we all know, being in that position because he was popped with a speeding penalty during the last caution. So he's on the back foot as Dugan into the wall.
No, that was Perry.
Oh. Perry able to keep it going though. Dugan had to back off. There goes Hagman on the inside.
Perry caught the concrete, didn't catch the safer barrier.
I'm actually astonished by that. He hit the wall and there's the car behind him that got affected by it.
You like that?
And Hollingsworth is starting to reel these guys in, by the way.
Hollingsworth is starting to reel those guys in. Meanwhile, talking about reeling in, Ryan Wash is starting to reel in. Tyler Gary, hand over fist, has caught that, has cut the lead down from 2.5 down to 1.9 flat.
Yeah, he's on the move now, Ryan Wash. He's not backing down either. He's bringing Tex Perry with him as well. Perry not too far behind. He's about just under a second back from Wash. So if Perry can hold on to the draft of Ryan Wash, then once Wash catches up to Gary, we could have a three-way battle for the lead here.
Well, Perry's got some help right now as he's got the 4 of Decker in front of him. So he can use Decker to tow him down the back chute.
Yeah.
And Kilrow has caught Charneski. actually, I've got that backwards. Charneski's got Kilrow. Kilrow is in trouble.
Yeah, he's falling backwards. His there goes Schleiss to the inside now. He's got to take a pit side. He's got to get that damage fixed. I know he hasn't burned his fast repair. He's got to burn it now. Unless
the simulator did what they did to you last night, where you didn't think you had damage and it just took your fast repair.
Yeah, it's been doing that a lot to me lately. It did it at Brands Hatch a few months ago as well.
Absolutely. As Marcus Hagman merged to the inside of Tex Perry. Going to use the Sensational Swede as a drafting partner. It's Hollingsworth starting to reel in Perry. Actually, I take that back. Hollingsworth starting to reel in Dugan.
And Dugan himself is reeling in Perry again as well. So I was to see Sparks Dugan into the wall again.
And that would be why Hollingsworth's reeling him in hand over fist right now.
Yeah.
And before you leave tonight, Sam, I got to run an idea past you.
Okay.
But yes, it has to do with what you think it probably has to do with.
Hitting the wall?
No.
Oh, but it's not what I was thinking of. What was that?
Paint schemes. Anyways, as Wash now using Grumpy as a drafting partner. Has cut the lead down to 1.25.
As all the battling seems to have died down a bit for now. I mean, Wash is doing everything he can to close that gap between himself and Gary. He's actually extended the gap ahead of Tex Perry to over 2 seconds now.
And the one thing I do want to point out is we still have not seen the money stop.
Nope. I'm guessing that's what Dalton Kilrow is holding on for. That money stop so he can burn his fast repair.
He's got to be. He's working lap 21 right now. We know that he can make it just about 30 laps under green.
Yeah, and that's not because of fuel, ladies and gentlemen. That's because of tires, mainly.
Oh, absolutely. You can go almost 50 laps on fuel. However, the tire fall off is just insane right now.
And that's the thing that they've got to focus on for this race and the next race, because Atlanta and Las Vegas are called the twins for a reason, because they are both tire killers.
And they're both mile and a half.
Yeah. But they both look almost identical as well, so...
Not really.
I said almost.
The only difference between the two is Vegas doesn't have the quad portion of the oval like Atlanta does. Atlanta's got a feel kind of like Texas or Charlotte.
That's it. Texas, Atlanta, and Charlotte are like triplets.
Yeah.
Except Charlotte's a bit faster.
Hashtag not wrong.
Yeah. And Charlotte's a lot more famous. For its 600-mile race.
Yeah.
And I swear, if any of these leagues do a full 600 miles, they're buying me beer.
They're buying me something else.
Dirty Screamers?
No.
What?
Entertainment.
Okay.
And we'll leave it at that.
I think if our broadcast partner Scott Brinson was here, he'd know what you mean.
Oh, darn it. You use your tongue prettier than a $20 whore.
Oh, we apologise for the R-rated soundbites here tonight, but that's pretty much Tony telling us what he would like. Anyway, back to the race, and Tyler Gary has a 1.7 lead over Ryan Wash now. Losing time to Gary now was Wash, so looks like tire's starting to wear off more on Ryan Wash's car than Tyler Gary's right now. Mind you, Gary does have a drafting partner in the form of Doug Thompson, and as far as drafting partners go, Doug Thompson is one of those drafting partners you would like to have around you.
Well, right now, Doug Thompson just doing his best to get the heck out of the way because he knows that he has nothing for Gary right now. And you can see Walsh in the background. That's what a 1.8 second gap looks like. There's Gary, there's Walsh. And Walsh has some company with the sensational Swede right behind him. And green flag stops starting as Russ Brown going to be the first one to take it pit side. Doug Thompson goes pit side as well. Gets it all wrong coming onto pit road. Locks him right up. And it looks like a lot of trouble for the 13 to Thompson.
Yeah, he might get popped for speeding on that one. Very unfortunate.
As right now this field is more strung out than a frat boy on a bender. As there's a 1.5 second gap from your leader Tyler Gary. And there's Ryan Walsh, 1.5 seconds back. And then you're 2 seconds back to Tex Perry.
2.5 seconds back to Tyler Dugan.
And there's Dugan with 2 lap cars between he and Perry. And then you're another 1.3 back to Hollingsworth.
Yeah, as Weston hit the wall there, was still stuck in the wall until he came out, managed to get away from it outside of turn 4. That's not what Dugan wanted to see right in front of him. He's got Bunce there, and Weston to his outside. Gets around Weston. Yes, Bunce going to let him by. He will.
Very easily. Bunce knows he doesn't have anything for him, and he's not racing for position. Weston is a full lap ahead of Bunce, so no pressure either direction. And just that's gentlemanly racing. And I use that phrase not as, you know, a slam on anybody, but, you know, it's respect being shown all around.
Yeah.
And we are coming up on the money stop as some of these guys have already made it. Kilrow finally goes down pit road and finally burns his fast repair.
So hopefully that might get him a bit more speed, but this field is so badly separated that it's going to be difficult for him to maintain any more positions between now and the checkered flag. Meanwhile, Tyler Gary has extended his lead over Ryan Walsh over to 2.2 seconds. So Walsh starting to fall backwards on those old tyres now.
Walsh starting to fall back as Gary not having the fall off that Walsh is.
And Perry's starting to reel in Walsh now. He's over just about 1.6 seconds back now. Right there, 1.5.
Tex Perry actually starting to reel in Ryan Walsh.
Yeah.
As Hollingsworth goes pit side for his money stop. As we check in with Mark Arthur, currently sitting in 11th.
Still 1 lap down, but that triple penalty got really hurt him.
1 lap down and 4 seconds off of Rod Weston. Weston, the last car in
big
the
incident pit road.
top
Big incident pit road.
10.
Sorry, Tony. James Bunce and Rod Weston getting into it in a big way.
Let's take a look at what happened here to the HPI Racing number 31. Not on the apron, gets slowed down, just bang!
Right in front of Russ Chernesky as well.
Yeah, Chernesky is lucky he didn't get a piece of that one. But, wow, what a shot.
Yeah. As Tyler Dugan is now in pit road.
And we're going to go back live. Dugan on pit road. Gary still showing the way as he works past
Robert Dudley.
Thank you. Damn it, Robert, you changed your paint scheme. Remember who we are now. As Tex Perry goes pit side for his money stop. You can make it from here as we're 19 to go to be 18 this time across the stripe. Gary's going to stay out again as the lead is now 2.6 seconds. Make that 4 seconds as Wash goes pit side.
I'm not sure if Wash is going to get a penalty or not because he was very hot going into pit road just then, as Mark Arthur is also into pit road as well.
Well, let's find out as we're going to follow along with the 19 of Wash. Slides it into his pit stall. Right side's up. And as you see Arthur flash by, make sure we are live. Yes, we are, and he didn't get it.
Slice in pit road as well now.
As is Chandler.
So that leaves Tyler Gary. The only problem I have with Gary staying out is the longer he stays out, the more it's going to hurt him.
Well, the thing is when is he going to come in? And there's our answer.
He's coming in now.
He's coming in now, as is Hunter King. Gets it all wrong. Missed the cone. Question is, how fast was he going at the line?
He crossed the white line going into pit road, though. That's going to give him a penalty, I think.
He didn't hit the cone, and he was on the pit road side of the cone when he got by it.
Let's find out if it did hurt him or not, just as we did with Ryan Wash.
We're following along right now. Keep your eye on the Miller Lite car.
I know. Wow. Okay.
14.6 in his box. He's got to get up to speed. And there's Tim Bills. Bills up to speed already. Flashes by. Tim Bills gets the lead.
Yeah, and Ryan Wash has followed him through. Wash has managed to jump him in pit road. Here comes Wash now to get to the back of Bills. Bills going to pinch him down. Not sure his strategy here, trying to hold on to the lead, but Wash has got a much faster car than the 37 right here.
He does, and the thing is, Bills, we saw last season, had a hell of a run going at Texas. Got into a little bit of a fracas with Kyle Gilbert. And Tim Bill's not a stranger to running hard at 1.5 miles, as he's now got to defend as Gary all over his back bumper.
Yeah. Gary playing catch up now after his pit stop and being jumped by Ryan Wash. Question is, he's going to get it to the back of him. And we've always said this on ESPN, catching is one thing, overtaking is another, and overtaking is very difficult at this track.
Overtaking is very difficult, and we're about to see what's going to happen as 3-lap difference in the tires between Wash and Gary. Bill's 10-lap difference, so that's why Gary got by him so easily, as Tex Perry on a run as well, right on the back bumper of Bill's, goes to the inside, just throws it in there, and Perry with the 6-lap pressure tires makes it stick.
Yeah, Wash got a lap car in between himself and Gary now. That is Harrison Chandler right there in the number 25, as Marcus Hagman going to bring a pit side as well.
Hagman finally goes pit side, one of the last of the money stops to be made. As we are 12 to go.
A bit further in the pack.
Chandler just makes that, doesn't put up a fuss at all. Go ahead, Sam.
A bit further back, we've got Jeff Hollinsworth trying to chase down Tyler Dugan. I believe Hollinsworth has got a faster car underneath him at this point, as Dugan still showing that damage on his number 27.
Well, Dugan just got by Bills. That puts Dugan up into 4th. Hollingsworth going to try for a top 5 here.
And Kilroy back up to speed as well. He's chasing these guys down as well.
And Tyler Gary is now within a half a second and closing on Ryan Wash.
Ryan Wash is stuck behind Russ Hansen right now. Hansen moves over, lets him by, knows exactly what's going on and doesn't want to get in the way. As there goes Gary by Hansen now, and now we can settle ourselves in for a nice battle for the lead as we are closing it. We are 10 to go here, Tony.
It'll be 9 at the stripe. Wash shows the way. Gary right on his back bumper. And Wash to the outside, exactly where he wanted to be. Able to carry so much more momentum, just sails it into turn number 1, and pulls up alongside and gets the run off of turn number 2, Sam.
Yeah, what a pass on that outside for Tyler Gary. I will get it right eventually. Tyler Gary back to the point there, making it look that easy on the outside. What can Ryan Wash do here now? I mean, he's got the tyres underneath him. He just needs to get back behind that number 26 and try and make the pass again. He saw from first-hand experience that how much that high line works when you're trying to make a pass. Is he going to try and do the same thing again? Who knows? It's going to be a tough ask though, because Gary has been so strong here tonight.
Especially with the aero wash that you're getting off of the car in front of you, it's going to be a tough ask to get there, let alone hang on. As we are 7 to go this time across the stripe. Tyler Gary showing the way, and Tex Perry has gone to 3rd.
Yeah, and he's 3 seconds off the pace, so he is pretty safe. He's got about a second gap ahead of Tyler Dugan, who is also being chased down by, well, nobody at the moment, because Tim Bills is still in 5th place. Jeff Hollingsworth chasing him down for that last spot in the top 5. Oh, as Bills gets into the wall out of 2.
And that let Hollingsworth close right in on him. Hollingsworth's got to smell blood in the water by now. What a debut for Hollingsworth if he can hang on and get by Bills.
What a debut for Ashton Schleiss as well. He's sitting in the top 10 as well in 7th place. A lot of people making impressive debuts here tonight. Tyler Dugan, I don't think we saw him last week, so he's making his debut here tonight as well.
Oh, we saw him.
Oh, did we? Okay. So it's going to be the rookies of the night, Hollingsworth and Schleiss.
Well, Gary's a rookie, Wash is a rookie, but as far as debutants, yeah, you're right. It's going to be Hollingsworth and Schleiss. As Hollingsworth to the inside of Bills as they go into turn number 1. Hollingsworth has more tire and a lot better handling right now. A little damage on the 42 as the 36 of Bills struggling to maintain as they come up on the lap car of Doug Thompson.
Meanwhile, Gary crosses the line. White flag is out this time by. We are on lap 160. Ryan Wash, after being passed about 5 laps ago, has not been able to do anything about the man in the 26. He's been running so strong here tonight. As he comes out of 2, Tyler Gary is your leader, and is gonna, unless the wheels fall off it. What?
Your math's wrong. It's 4 to go.
4 to go? Oh, yeah. We are... I thought it was 160 laps, sorry. So, 161, we've got 3 laps to go. Can Ryan Wash close the gap? It doesn't look likely at this point.
I've no more.
I forgot I changed that. Never mind.
The battle for 5th is still heating up here as Hollingsworth can't shake off Tim Bills here. Bills going to try the outside pass on Hollingsworth. Wow, side-by-side racing for the top 5, but the popsicle sticks are definitely out this time by Tony.
Popsicle sticks are out. Tyler Gary showing the way. 0.8 of a second to the good over Ryan Wash. Wash with 4 seconds to the good over Tex Perry. And Perry 2.5 seconds to the good over Tyler Dugan. The battle right now is for the final position in the top 5. Bills and Hollingsworth going door to door. Hollingsworth given plenty of room, doesn't want to be that guy in his debutante race. Trying to hang on. Bills doing whatever he can to hang on to a top 5 finish. White flag is out. As we're going to stay with this battle for 5th. Tyler Gary it's pretty much academic with almost a full second lead.
Yeah, as Hollingsworth and Bill still side by side as they come out of turn 2, down towards turn 3. The drag race there. Bills has the run here.
Gary wins it. Walsh hangs on for second. Perry for third. Dugan for fourth. Out of turn number 4 they come. The battle for fifth goes to Bills by half a car.
Schleif's going to hold on for 6th place here. 7th will go to Russ Trauneski. Dalton Kilroe back in 9th. And Russ Brown claiming the last spot in the top 10. Good run for him tonight as well.
But how about Tyler Gary?
Absolutely on it since the green flag came out and capitalized on the mistake by Mark Arthur to bring home the win here tonight. Tyler Gary, your winner here at Atlanta.
What a finish we just saw. Ryan Walsh able to hang on for second. Walsh, the only one I'm not seeing in TeamSpeak right now, so we're going to have to wait on that one. And okay, where the heck is he? Okay, there's him. Where's he? There's him. And so, yeah, Walsh, the only one I'm not seeing in TeamSpeak, as we are going to go straight to... Okay, Walsh is finally in. We are going to reach out now. Sam, I believe you've got our race winner, Tyler Gary, with you.
Yeah, Tyler Gary bringing home the victory here in Atlanta. Didn't work out for you last week at Daytona, but definitely going that step further here tonight. You got to be happy with that victory here.
Yeah, feels good to be in victory lane tonight in Atlanta. A track that I don't consider myself too great at, so it definitely feels good.
Absolutely, capitalizing on the mistake by a man that we would consider to be your closest rival here tonight, Mark Arthur. Got popped for a triple penalty in pit road. Did you know that had happened when you when he went pit side? How did you feel when that happened? Because I know he would, if he stayed on the lead lap, he would have been a closer race for that first spot.
Yeah, I knew it happened. Me and him were talking throughout the whole race, and this sucks for him because he probably would have ran away with the race if that had happened. So sucks for him. It would have been a good finish, but I think he would have had it for sure.
Absolutely. Just talk us through your race there. You got into the back of somebody there during the run there, but that only made your car better, it seems, because that damage on the front of your car, it seemed to create a bit more aero for you because you just ran away with it at the end there.
I don't know about that, but Tyler Dugan got into it a little bit. He just got on the wall and I tapped him in the rear. It didn't seem to affect me too much. I think I had like 12 seconds of optional repair. So it wasn't too bad. Just got that fixed up and went on my way.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the win here tonight. Looking ahead to next week, we are off to Sin City and Las Vegas. Pretty much the same as this track, with the tire wear being as bad as it is. Just gives you your thoughts going into that one next week.
Should be a good race. Pretty similar to this one, like how you said, similar tracks. High speed, high banks. Should be a lot of fun, close racing.
Absolutely. So before we let you go here, Tyler, is there anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's victory?
Yeah, I would like to thank everyone at Blazing Pedals, and especially Mark Arthur and Cal Vincent Gilbert, who worked on the setups all week and have taught me how to make adjustments to my car to help it turn and everything. So big shout out to them and everyone else at Blazing Pedals, and you guys for broadcasting and for Texas putting on this league. He does a good job from what I've seen so far.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations one more time, Tyler, and we will see you next week at Sin City.
All right, sounds good.
Tony.
All right, so that is your race winner. And as soon as I can find where the hell I am, I need another screen.
He's in the booth with us
now. Joining me now, unfortunately, not the finish you were probably hoping for, but you've got to be pleased either way. Ryan Wash hanging on for second. Ryan, impressive run in your rookie season here.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty happy with that. I'm actually very happy with second place. You can ask any of my teammates. Tyler's actually one of them. I haven't finished a league race in about 3-4 months. I always get caught up in something. So this was definitely a relief finishing where, I believe I deserve to finish. So I'm actually very happy with it.
Well, you started 11th. Not the qualifying you were hoping for, but you're able to hang on for a second. You led a few laps. A lot of green flag pit stops tonight. Not something we see a lot of, but it's good to see that, especially with the quality of drivers. You're in a very strong rookie class this year. What do you think your odds are as the race heats up for the Rookie of the Year honors?
I know Tyler's going to be one of my main competitors. There's also a few other guys who I know are really good. But as soon as I settle in, get to know these guys, start working with the setups a little bit more, I didn't get a lot of time to work with this setup. I think I'll definitely be running up front, competing for wins more often.
All right. Moving forward, the series moves to Las Vegas next week. Your thoughts as you get ready to make the cross-country trek to Sin City?
Not the biggest fan of that track, so we'll have to see.
That seems to be what a lot of people say. They've got a love-hate relationship with the track in Vegas. A lot of people just love to hate it.
Yeah, I love to hate it.
But again, Ryan, congratulations. You and Blazing Pedals, the entire team was very strong all night. Now, we're going to talk about the elephant in the room, or in this case, the pony in the room. Mark Arthur getting busted for a triple penalty on the last green flag stop, or I'm sorry, the penultimate green flag stop. Do you think he had anything for him had that not happened?
No, I would have been in third. He had the fastest car on track. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, I mean, all my Blazing Pedal teammates have done fantastic, and I would also like to thank my teammates at Tactically Inferior Racing. Anybody listening, if you YouTube search Tactically Inferior, we have some pretty funny videos. We're a new YouTube channel getting started, so come check us out.
Fair enough. Ryan, again, looking forward to seeing you next week at Vegas, and best of luck to you in the rest of the season battling it out for the Rookie of the Year honors.
All right, thank you, Tony.
And Sam, I believe you've got the chief cook and bottle washer of the NASCOMonline eRacing K&N series, Mr. Tex Perry, with you right now.
Yeah, Mr. Tex Perry, 2 podiums in a row. Who'd have thought that coming into tonight's race?
Yeah, I know, right? Guys, we found something there at the end of practice, and we just rolled with it. That's pretty much all we could do. Digging around, working on the car the whole race, and it just felt like it kept getting better. I don't think I had anything for Mark, but yeah, them 2 guys got up front, and they just drove away from me. Wasn't much I could do.
Absolutely not, but you definitely had a very strong start to the season here, Tex. I mean, 2 podiums in a row. That's going to put you in a strong position going into next week's race, but we'll get to that in a minute. Just talk us through your race there. You did run in the top 10 for the most part of it. Really challenging for that top 5 all race long. Is that just a testament to how the setup felt, or did you just feel comfortable around this track in general?
Honestly, Atlanta, not normally one of my strong points, and we messed around there in practice and bummed a setup from a guy and found some speed. Didn't really get a lot of practice time with it, so I started in the back, almost dead last, and just wanted to kind of feel it out and see what it wanted to do, and it wanted to go. So by God, we went.
Absolutely, and you got yourself another podium to go with the other one you got at Daytona. Looking ahead to next week, though, we go to pretty much the same type of track as Atlanta. Just give us your thoughts going into that one, and do you reckon you can pull off the same kind of result there?
Don't know if we can do the same thing at Vegas as we did here, but you're right. Yeah, it's kind of typical of the same track, real loose, lots of fun. Should be some good side by side. Should be interesting. Hopefully, we can keep up the momentum we've got so far.
Absolutely. And before we let you go, Tex, is there anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's third place?
I just all these guys. I can't thank all these guys enough. That was probably the best race that I have been in so far. I think we had one caution other than the stages, and
two.
It was just two. It's great side by side racing by everybody. Great awareness, fast track. Lots of new names around, so it's nice to see everybody getting used to each other. Again, big field. It's nice to get everybody running around.
And Tex, this just in, Fans' Choice, ESPN Driver of the Night Award.
Nice.
Yep.
After starting 20 seconds, sir. So good on you.
I tell you what, that's a long way to come from the back.
Absolutely. So ESPN Driver of the Night, Tex Perry. Looking forward to seeing these guys out again next week. I mean, we've had an impressive start to the season, haven't we?
Yeah,
very.
Most definitely. I think this is probably the best start. Any league I've ever run, I think this is probably the best start we've ever had.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to be looking forward to next week's race at Las Vegas, and we'll be looking at that one with great anticipation as we head to round 3 of the season. Tex, great race out there tonight. Great show you've put on for us all here tonight, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week at Las Vegas.
10-4 boys. Hopefully we can talk to you again. Maybe we can actually do it from the winner's circle. You never know.
Maybe. As that was our race winner, our third place finisher, Mr. Tex Perry. Tony.
I have to completely agree with what Tex just said. It's been an amazing start to the season. Just all the action and all the respect being shown, and that's really what it boils down to. Is these drivers have been racing tooth and nail. We saw it at Daytona. We saw it here tonight at Atlanta. I'm sure we're going to see it next week at Vegas. These guys are running hard, but there's a lot of respect being shown. Both on the passer side and the pass E side. You don't see the what's the phrase I'm looking for here so I don't sound like a pillock. You don't see the nastiness that you can tend to see late, especially later in a race when it's coming down to crunch time. You see some guys in elsewhere make moves that you're like, dude, what are you doing? Just get the hell out of the way and race me for it. We saw a great battle for fifth. And it was a lot of give and take there. Tim Bills knew that Jeff Hollingsworth had a run on him. Tim moved over, got in behind Jeff, and got him back. And those two raced side by side for the last almost 10 full laps. And, that's really what impresses me about this whole league is throughout the entire field, that's the type of racing that we're looking forward to all season long.
Absolutely. And just want to give you an update on the drivers' standings. After tonight's race, it's already been updated. Dalton Kilroe, despite his 9th place finish, holds on to the top spot in the points standings. Tim Bills, after Pippin, Jeff Hollingsworth to 5th place, moves up to 2nd place. Tyler Gary up to 3rd. Well, actually, Tim Bills and Tyler Gary are joint 2nd after Gary won tonight. Tex Perry is in 4th. Ryan Wash is in 5th. Mark Arthur, despite the penalties and the troubles he's been through tonight, is in P6, but that's owing to the 2-stage wins he got tonight. 7th is Blake Decker. 8th, Tyler Dugan. 9th, Marcus Hagman. And rounding out your top 10 in points is Russell Brown Jr. So a lot of shaking up in the top 10 of the points, but Dalton Kilroe is still able to hold on despite even though he had a poor finish to the race.
Yeah, that's something that you've got to you've got to feel for the guy that I don't think he realized the car was as damaged as he was until everybody started to catch him and pass him like he was stopped.
Absolutely.
But a quick rundown of your, I guess they're now official results with the point standings already up. Tyler Gary coming home with the win. Ryan Walsh hanging on for second. Tex Perry coming home second week in a row on the podium, coming home in third. Tyler Dugan in fourth. Tim Bills hanging on for fifth. Jeff Hollingsworth with an impressive debutante run in sixth. Ashton Slash in seventh. Russ Chernesky in eighth. Dalton Kilrow, your points leader, coming home in ninth. And Russ Brown in 10th. Sam?
Russ Hansen brings home 11th place, while Mark Arthur, after that triple penalty, has to settle for 12th place. Early front runner Hunter King has to settle for 13th place after getting a lot of damage on that number 9 machine, and Harrison Chandler brings it home for 14th. 15th was Blake Decker. Disappointing run tonight after having such a good run last week. Marcus Hagman was on the podium last week. He has to settle for 16th place this time round, albeit and 2 laps down. Rod Weston in 17th. 18th was Doug Thompson. 19th was Robert Dudley. And running at the top 20 was James Bunt's disappointing run for the man in the 22 tonight. Kevin O'Brien on his debut. Disappointing for him. He has to settle for 21st after being only the third driver to put it on the hauler. Tyler Vickery and Mike Titton scored 22nd and 23rd after also putting it on the hauler here tonight.
Well, that is going to do it for us tonight. Again, congratulations to Tyler Gary. Started second, had one of the cars to beat all night long, able to hang on for the victory. Again, fans' choice tomorrow night, as Sam is going to be at Iowa Speedway with the Indy Elite Series, and I am going to be back here tomorrow night with the iStates Truck Series. So that is going to be interesting. Don't forget to tune into one and then tune into the other when you're done watching the first one. Believe me, you're going to love both broadcasts, ladies and gentlemen. So that is going to do it for us here tonight. For Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett, this is Tony Trapasso saying keep it clean, keep it green, and we will catch you in the next one.
Good night, everybody.